We'd like to welcome to Sure Local News a very good friend of mine, but it's not about me, but he's a good friend of mine. This is Todd Newton. Todd Newton, Emmy award-winning game show host. He's the guy that took over and had Whammy. Remember that show, Whammy? Press Your Luck? He was that. Yeah. Hey, listen to this. It goes even better than that. 12 years on E Network, not just on E. That's everybody. He was on the red carpet interviewing the biggest names in the world. And I'm going to ask him to drop a few. He's not a name dropper, but I ask that kind of stuff. And Todd also is a podcaster. He's an author. He's a great dad. And I just love this guy. And here's the big thing. He loves and supports Atlantic City big time. This is Todd Newton. Todd, welcome to Sure Local.
Mark, it is a pleasure, my friend. It's great to see you. And I'd give anything to be right there on the shore with you now. But until we can have a nice cold one at the Irish pub, this will have to do.
And we love going over to the Irish pub. I also have to say that Todd Newton is the celebrity spokesperson for Berman Travel as well. Now, Todd, you spent 12 years on E. Did you talk to anybody big? Hit us with some of these names. You interviewed the biggest names in the world, man.
Yeah, I think one of my favorites, if not the favorite, was Kevin Costner. Such a gentleman and such an icon. And we actually, at Caesars there in Atlantic City, we had the opportunity, 7-8 years ago now, to do a nice one-on-one sit down with Kevin Costner for the Harris Total Reward VIPs, which was really cool. It was a very intimate setting. Kevin Costner was a favorite. Listen, I've always been a basketball junkie, so Michael Jordan was a big one for me. And then just, some of the icons, I enjoyed interviewing presidents and
Yes,
major decision makers, but I'm often asked who my favorite was, and I always put Kevin Costner up there at the top.
But I know you interviewed Bill Clinton and Oprah Winfrey.
Yes, I
all
did.
on the red carpet.
Yes. And I got to do that alongside the great Joan Rivers, which was a thrill in and of itself. So to be standing next to someone who is such a show business legend, huge in Atlantic City, obviously was a real learning experience and kind of a fanboy moment for me.
And you also have an Emmy Award as a game show host, and you're an amazing game show host. And that set, I remember that game show. That set, there was like a Miami backdrop on that. On one of the games.
Hollywood Showdown.
Whoa, that was the best game show background in history.
The neon palm trees. I got a couple palm trees right out that window there. Yeah, it was nice. That was I got into the world of game shows in 1999, and I had always been heavily influenced by two men, Bob Barker and Johnny Carson. And both of those guys really influenced me to want to be on television without having to be an actor. I saw them, Bob during the day and Johnny at night, entertaining millions of people just by being themselves. And from a very early age, we're talking 13, 14 years old, I knew that that's what I wanted to do. And game shows, along with radio, were really the two avenues that allowed me to pursue that.
And you did radio. However, you mentioned Bob Barker, and Fremantle Entertainment, who owns The Price is Right, has a touring show that you've been with from the beginning.
Right.
And it's The Price is Right Live. Now, it plays Atlantic City. In fact, give the Atlantic City history of Price is Right Live.
Well, there's a lot of history with Atlantic City. The Price is Right Live started in a tiny little theater in Reno, Nevada. And what was supposed to be 4 days turned into 2 weeks, turned into a month. And Atlantic City was the first town that took a chance on us, that brought us in for an extended residency. We were at the Palace Theater at the Old Claridge. And the audiences in Atlantic City, from New York, from Philadelphia, they were so good to us. And we were able to come back every summer and spend the entire summer right there on the boardwalk and talk about a town that is so easy to fall in love with. the restaurants, the people, the nightlife, just being on the beach during the daytime. But for me, it was always about the legacy of Atlantic City, all the greats that have performed
Wow.
there, started there, and the history of the town itself. To me, I've always felt like you're not really in show business until you've played Atlantic City and Las Vegas. And to be able to say that we've played both towns for, man, we're going on 20 years now, is such an honor for all of us. And a lot of our crew is from Philadelphia. Our production manager is from right there in Egg Harbor Township. So, AC is a place that holds a very special place in all of our hearts. And as you know, you and I have spent many nights out and about in Atlantic City. And you'd be hard pressed to find a chicken wing hotter than the one at Piccadilly and a beer colder than the one at the Irish pub, if you ask me.
I told you he loves Atlantic City. I told you he supports Atlantic City.
Well, I was so
would you listen to him? There's no notes. This is Zoom. We're not next to each other.
Yeah. Well, I was so excited about this spring tour because we were scheduled to end things in Atlantic City May of, I think it was 1st through the 3rd. We were going to do 4 shows at Harrah's. And my birthday is on the 5th next week. So, it was going to be a heck of a celebration and a great place to bring in my 50th birthday. But listen, everything's on hold. We'll get back there. Atlantic City is a priority for The Price is Right Live. And, I just hope that the audiences stay safe and stay healthy and stay patient. And, the big wheel will be spinning again soon in Atlantic City.
Yeah, but Todd, all these shows sold out, and there's something missing from Atlantic City from the 1st to the 3rd that people here are not going to hear, and it comes from your mouth. Todd, can you do it for us here? I mean,
Atlantic City, be patient because your chance to come on down will happen before you know it.
Todd,
and the acoustics in Atlantic City, man, are just so perfect for that. So perfect.
Todd Newton, I loved having you here on Sure Local News Magazine, Sure Local. And Sure Local Live, we'll have you on the radio show once we get back up and running in June. But having you here was unbelievable. And, I always love spending time with you. And he's in Scottsdale. Thanks for spending a few minutes with us here on Sure Local.
Well, my dear friend, listen, you have always been such an incredible supporter, and your friendship means so much, and Susan's friendship means so much, and Kathy at the pub, and everybody in Atlantic City. I mean what I say from our hearts. You're our home away from home, and we're just counting the days till we can be back.
Thank you, Todd.
Thanks, buddy.